Is TikTok safe for us? Is TikTok dangerous? I just wondered what would happen if TikTok does get banned in the US. That's probably gonna upset lots of Gen Zers.
It's over 9,000!
Hi everyone, I'm Eric with AStarBorn. Welcome to my channel. If you are searching for trending topics, business ideas, this is for you. And now it's time for TikTok. When TikTok first came out, I thought it was an ad for teens where they lip sync their favorite songs and posted them just like an online talent show. Yet years later, I find myself mindlessly scrolling through the app, occasionally laughing for hours. Some may say TikTok is addictive, while some of the others could even say it's kind of like a drug. There's also the issues that's been highlighted in the past regarding minors and people specifically trying to find their videos to contact them.
FBI, open up!
Although sources vary regarding statistics, it appears as of this recording there are about 800 million active worldwide users, and the majority of them being between the age of 16 and 24. Recently, the biggest questions people are asking are, is TikTok safe for us? Is TikTok dangerous? And is TikTok getting banned?
Tik Tok, Tik Tok, Tik Tok.
Before everything, we are going to talk about TikTok here. If you are a smartphone enthusiast, you've probably heard about the big name Chinese phone manufacturers like ZTE and Huawei being restricted from the US market. So it may not be terribly surprising that a Chinese app has now come under fire as well. What I'm talking about here is TikTok, the app best known for lip sync singing teenagers and viral dance-offs.
Hey, so you back, I'm a savage. Classic, bougie, ratchet. Sassy, moody, nasty. Acting stupid, what's happening? What's happening? I'm a savage.
But why is TikTok, of all things, suddenly under so much scrutiny? Well, certain US officials have described it as a potential national security threat.
FBI, open up!
Oh, really? But how could that be? Well, the reason the US and some of its allies are so concerned about Chinese technology could be the backdoors that could be built into Chinese controlled software or hardware to allow mass spying against Western citizens and interests.
FBI, open up!
And although Huawei, for example, is a private company, they faced criticism in the past for getting too much support from China's communist government. leading some to worry that their communication technology could be used for shady doings.
FBI, open up!
Now, TikTok is also owned by the private Chinese company called ByteDance, and like Huawei, they are not officially an arm of the government in Beijing, but the concerns about undue influence from Chinese authorities remain. For example, China forced ByteDance to shut down different apps centered around memes and videos in 2018 simply because it didn't like the content. ByteDance then issued a statement in which it attempted to appease the Chinese Communist Party and promised to hire party members, as well as increase the number of employees working as censors. So it looks like fears that ByteDance might end up becoming pressured to be a tool of the Chinese government aren't completely unfounded. And while it's true that US tech companies have gotten in hot water with American government before over content, not to mention the NSA surveillance revelations that came out some years back, Chinese lack of data protection laws or an independent judiciary with due process guarantees, even if the data itself was collected and stored outside of China. But ByteDance claims it's the case with TikTok. But of course, that's a lot of speculation. Is this actually what's going on with TikTok? Well, so far, there's no evidence that the Chinese government has collected data en masse from TikTok or its users. And even if it did, it's important to look at what kind of information that we're collecting. TikTok does collect IP addresses and location data, but lots of apps do the same thing. Instead, it's far more likely that more valuable information, such as financial records and physical addresses, would come from other sources, such as security branches of government agencies, as well as the credit bureau leaks that we all found out about in 2017. But another potentially huge issue with TikTok isn't related to data collection or the use of the app as a way to hack phones or networks. Other huge social media platforms, namely Facebook and Twitter, have faced criticism for being slanted politically or not doing enough to control the flow of misinformation about sensitive topics. And there's a fear that the Chinese government is already using TikTok to control and spin conversations about issues that people care about by forcing ByteDance to, well, dance to its tune. In 2019, there was a report that TikTok moderators were being forced to restrict negative comments about the Chinese system, as well as content related to Hong Kong protests. But regardless of what TikTok does or does not have the potential to become, both the US Army and Navy have banned the app, and the State Department is said to be looking at a nationwide prohibition. India, which has also been a loggerheads with China recently, has already banned TikTok, citing similar national security concerns. I just wonder what will happen if it does get banned in the US. That's probably gonna upset Gen Zers. But instead of voicing their displeasure at the ballot box, maybe they'll find a way to resurrect something like Vine or move to another platform. And hey, if this is your first time here, I'm Eric with AStarBorn. Welcome to my channel. If you're searching for trending topics, business ideas, and wondering how to grow your influence online, this is for you. If you like the video, hit the like and subscribe button. I will share more content like this. I'm Eric. See you in the next video.